YouTube, Mr. 08449 here. Before we begin this review, you've probably guessed from the title what it is, but I'll keep it out short anyway for a minute. Yeah, I just want to thank the 500 subscribers I've got. Never expected that when I started the channel, so thank you so much to all of you guys for, well, number one, subscribing, for watching my videos, commenting, clicking the like button, asking me questions. I appreciate all of it, just thank you so much for that. So I am doing a review, as the title probably gives it away, of this ridiculously tiny little loco, and when I pick it up you will see how ridiculous this loco is. You don't know how excited I've been waiting to make this video, because I just want to show you this, guys. It looks absolutely superb. So before we begin, you may remember a little while ago I brought myself two Southern Rail coaches in green, and I said I had an idea of a loco to pull with them. Well, I did. It was the 060 Southern loco in Southern livery. It was just a Ginty in Southern livery, and I was going to buy that today, where I also brought from my previous video this one here. I got a combined price for these two, so I got a little bit of money off what you can see there, which is 45. I actually got a little bit more money off of that, which I thought was quite good. But anyway, yeah, so I was going to pick up that loco, and then I stumbled across this one, and I prefer it so much, and you'll see why when I open the box. But I will explain briefly about the history of this loco. So it's quite an earlier model. It was 1880s, I believe, they started producing these, and they originally called the A1 before they were renamed, or before they got the name, the Terrier. So this is a Terrier. Now this here basically worked throughout, all the way through, until they stopped using them. This exact same loco, they didn't really change it much, maybe just a couple of upgrades and so on. Now they were in this brown livery, they were also in Southern green livery, they were in BR black livery, BR black lined livery, and GWR livery. I believe those are the 5 or 6 liveries that this particular loco was built in. But this one here is in the brown. I've forgotten what it is. It's London and Southeast or something like that railways, which basically eventually became Southern Railways, so SR. And then this loco here was kept. Now eventually they repainted all of these into the green colour, or when they replaced them, they replaced them with the green livery. But this one here is a Southern region loco, and if I twist it sideways, you can it looks black in the camera, but that black there is actually green. It's the Southern green, so you'll see when I get it out of the box exactly what it looks like. So in fact I'm going to do that now. I do like Engage stuff and Dapol stuff, because whenever you get it, it comes in this nice sleeve which gives you all details and information about it. But then more than that, it comes in this beautiful plastic box, which means you're able to just store locos in the box and they're well protected, which is a lot better than what Hornby and Bachmann do with their 00 gauge. Obviously it's a bigger model, so it's a lot more difficult to do this with, but I just really like these hard cases. So anyway, again, I don't think this has had very much use. I think it's quite new, but I absolutely loved it when I saw it and took it apart. So anyway, we just have the instruction leaflet, just oiling points on it. You'll see this underneath. I'll show you this when I've actually got the loco up, but each wheel is driven, each wheel has a gear on it, so each gear is an interlock with the next one, which means instead of having one gear attached to one pair of axes and then the rods on the outside of the wheels powering the other two, this model actually has all 3 axes are powered via the motor, which I believe will make it quite strong. There's just some oiling points up here, just oiling before use, wearing in. Important notice, I love this line here. This is talking about the electronics, then it goes on to talk about DCC. And just here it says, due to its extremely small size, it has been impossible to fit it with any DCC printed circuit board, and therefore the model is regarded as not DCC ready. So how about that? This model is too small to have DCC in it, which is, does that tell you how small it is? There's no DCC chip that is small enough to fit inside that model. That is how small it is, and people know you can get DCC N-gauge now, so that tells you how small it is. But anyway, yeah, I just thought I'd show you that one line in there. Keep those, are very useful to keep. So then, I was talking about this beautiful little box. It comes off the top. It's then got a little bit of, what's that, felt or foam padding or something. It just sits in the top. Just try and keep those out of shot a little bit before I get onto this. And then we come to the actual loco, and she looks absolutely superb. Look, there you go. You can now see the green masking clearly on her. Absolutely beautiful. Now, the only way to get this out is there's two little tags on the side. You pull it up. Just get rid of that foam. Put that out of the way. And now, come back to that in a minute. She comes in an ice block, as you expect. Almost all modern day locos, they come in this block of ice, as people call it. Just nice plastic. I'll go out in a minute. So this came with her. Just a bag of extras. They look like couplings and chain links. Oh, a bit close to the camera, sorry. They look like couplings and chain links in there. Hopefully you can see it. But that's really, really nice detail. Moving on to the loco herself. When I take her out, you will see how small she is and how absolutely... For people who've got Terriers in 00 gauge, you know how small they are compared to, say, an 060 Ginty. So, imagine how small this thing is. Be really careful with this. Now then, the reason why I've been so excited to show you guys this is because, number one, it's so small. That's my thumb, okay? Does that give you a scale? Look how small that is. Absolutely ridiculous. But the main reason I've been excited to show you this is because although this thing is tiny, the detailing on it is like, oh my goodness, kind of sort of detail. We've got vacuum pipes on the front. Beautiful little buffers in there. Coming around the side, it's got, well, actually let's look around the front still. Just in the entrance to the boiler box, it's all been painted. In the camera it looks white, but it's actually a silver colour. There's a handrail going along the top. Camera's actually struggling to focus on it. Hopefully I'll get good. I might take some photos at the end of this video so you can see her properly. Actually the camera's not doing too bad. The name is Martello. That's the name of the loco. There were various different names and stuff, and depending on which model you buy, depends on what the name is on the side. But Martello, I thought that was quite a good name. I had no complaints with that or anything. So that's the name of this model. Swing it around the back. Actually, in the cab, and to be honest, you're not going to believe this. I've actually got to check this out myself. There is no motor inside the cab. There is some wiring. If I lift it at that angle, you can just see the wiring right in the middle there. There's a little bit of wiring, but there is no motor inside this, okay? So you can see straight through it. There are some 00 gauge locos that have motors in the cabs, okay? So that's quite impressive actually. The motor is completely sealed inside this entrance in the actual drive unit here. So it's nice to have a clear cab. Swing around the back, really nice detail. Again, we've got the same pipes and buffers and so on. Nice bit of detail there for the coal box. Swing it around again. It's pretty much the same on the other side. There's this little bit of extra detailing on this side compared to the other side. I'm not too sure what it is. It looks like just a storage tank of some form. Again, really nice handrails. Swinging it around to the front. Been there. Look on the top. The condensation dome or something is called, where the steam is sort of collected before it is used, put through the drive mechanism, as it's sort of the highest point on the boiler area. And there we've got some nice pipes going to it. The tanks on the side, you've even got lids and caps on it. There's this tiny little pipe just here that runs into the cab on that side, just where my finger is. Absolutely superb. And again, we've got handrails running down to the front, little tiny gold tip to the funnel. Absolutely brilliant. And just look at that underneath the drive. Steps on there, there's really nice sort of security beam almost. It's got brakes on the back and on the front, there and there. Little wheels. So if we just very quickly have a look underneath, as you can see, all of these wheels here are driven. They're all connected together by these gears, which means that this is effectively all-wheel drive. If you turn over some of your sort of 060 locos, you'll turn it over and you'll see there is drive going to only the front axle, or the middle axle, or the back axle, not all of them, and then the drive is then transmitted via the rods on the side to the other wheels. But this one's actually got every wheel is driven. Just see the motor in that little gap there, or at least the cogs from the motor. So you obviously stick a little bit of oil in there. Now you can see it's a little bit shiny actually underneath, so it has had oil on it, which is good news. Which, well, yeah, makes it a lot easier for me when I go back home and I actually oil it and run it. That is the only problem being at uni. I obviously haven't got the layout, so I haven't been, well, obviously I haven't been able to ride it or drive it even, but I was told it works, so that's good enough for me. But this is absolutely superb little loco. I mean, the reason why I've been excited about this is the amount of detailing on such a tiny little thing is ridiculous. The livery on it is so crisp and clean, the writing's all clear. The only thing which I'm struggling to read, nope, forget that, I can read it completely clearly, is this little thing down there, which is the running number, which is 62. It looks like 82 though, it is actually 62, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's 62. There's no way I'm going to read the writing around the side of it, but it is 62 Martello. That's her number. Absolutely superb little loco there. Absolutely beautiful. And I can't wait to stick 2 coaches on behind her and run her. Now, a little bit of history about the loco before we finish. As I said, when she was already built, and she was a Southern Rails loco first, and then she moved on to GWR and BR. Throughout the life of them being built. There was 50 of them built to start with. I'm not sure how many were built finished when they actually stopped building them, but yeah, well, not too sure. But what I really want to talk about is the ratings on locos. Now, locos are rated for either freight or passenger. If they're rated for passenger, please correct me if I'm wrong, if they're rated for passenger, they're rated from 0 to 9, and for freight, they're rated from from passenger it's 0 to 7, and for freight it's 0 to 9, and that's the ratings they can handle. So for instance, a good example would be the 9F, the BR 9F, that is a, well, as it said, 9F, 9 freight, that's what the F stands for. So that there is the maximum that a train can pull. That's the heaviest trains that they can pull, and it's a freight loco. They also had 7P, which is the equivalent, the heaviest passenger loco, the heaviest train it can pull. This thing here is rated at, I'll give another example. I believe a Ginty is a 3P or a 3F even. You know what little 06, 010 to 3Fs are. This thing here is rated at 0F. This is the lowest classing of power that a steam loco can have. Now it is rated at 0F or 0P. These were used as passenger lines running commuter trains mostly, so 1 or 2 coaches on the back, which is absolutely perfect for my line. They did occasionally pull freight locos, but they would be very small, sort of maybe 5 or 6, with a brake van on the back. That's the sort of jobs they did. They were used for shunting, but they weren't really shunting locos because they didn't have the power to move big trains. A shunting loco needs to be quite small, or generally is small but very powerful. These are small but not very powerful, hence the rating of 0P or 0F. So before we go, I just want to have another look at her livery. It's in this really nice, quite attractive brown colour actually, with this sort of reddy pinky underframe. The inside of the wheels are actually painted the same brown, as you can see. Then it's got this really nice green on the water, well, what would you call those? Water boxes, water storage, water tanks, probably water tanks, yeah, on the water tanks, just on the top here, and sort of on the top around here, which is the same green that is used in the Southern Rail livery. But as well as that, it's got nice pinstriping in white and red and black, which I just think makes it look absolutely superb. I really, really love the look of this loco, as you've probably guessed from the video. So I will apologise now, I cannot actually run her, but I will, as soon as I get home. This is literally going to be the first thing I stick on the track once I clean it, because I just think she looks absolutely superb. So Before we go, I'll just give you a very quick comparison of her size. This is the 00 gauge flatbed truck I reviewed earlier. So there you go. Anyone who's got a nice flatbed 00 gauge, you can now see the size of her. She is, if I push her back to line up, so when the couplings have lined up on this end here, she is just over half the size, maybe 2/3 of the size of that wagon. So hopefully that's giving you a good scale of size, but absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous loco. So thanks for watching this review. If you'd like to watch the review of this particular flatbed, which actually comes with this body, then please click on it somewhere and that will take you to that video. Please keep watching, as my next video is going to be a Q&A, which will be the final thing for my 500 subscriber special. I'm so thankful for everyone for clicking that subscribe button. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, it's just absolutely brilliant, brilliant news. So thanks for watching.